hello. I hope everyone is doing well. Ooh, excuse me. Hello, you are tuning in. Hi there, and hello. Let me go ahead and get everything tuned in. All right. Hi. It is November 10th, 2021. It's a Friday, and you have tuned into That Girl, Denakira Sowa's podcast on Anchor FM. I'm streaming on my YouTube, hot.com, TikTok as well if you want to check out some short videos. So yeah, it's all under Jenna Kirasoa, and I'll spell it out for you. Juliet, Echo, November, Alpha, and then the last name for Kirasoa. Let me see if I can remember this. Charlie, Uniform, Romeo, Alpha, Kira, and then Charlie, Oscar, Alpha. I think I got the spelling right. If not, please correct me. So let me just give you a recap from yesterday. I mentioned that book called Do Hard Things by Brett and I believe the last name is Alex Harris, twin brothers. They were writing this as teenagers to a teenage audience, and I'm telling you, me as an adult, been 10 plus years out of high school, definitely appreciate readers. If you need some motivation in your life, definitely highly recommend. Chuck Norris actually wrote the introduction. So if you're a fan of Chuck Norris, I found some really fun memes and I put them on my Facebook. Get ready for the holidays now, and I have a couple more tips today. So that's just the intro again. Who's ever listening to this, who's ever watching this, and whoever's going to read that overview on my blog, I can only hope that you had a good day or good night or whenever you're consuming this material. And I'm sorry if I waste your time. So with that, let me go ahead and just jump into this day and make my little side notes here. Like I said, Chuck Norris is hilarious. And I mean, well, he's not hilarious. He's actually a really awesome guy. But those memes that they come up with, oh my goodness, I feel like I should have been pulled up, but I was not thinking. Definitely not thinking about those memes. So I have a funny thing before I jump into what I want to talk about today, which is I do my movie reviews on Friday. So I'm really happy. I want to tell you, I did it on the film Hero. It's Chinese film, international. It's been out. I don't even know when it was released. I didn't go into the details. I'm just going to tell you my opinions on the film and why you should definitely check it out. But really fast though. Pedestal smartphone versus pedestal spouse or significant other or soulmate or wifey or husband. Okay, so the expression pedestal, when you put someone on a pedestal, you put them up higher. And I'm always I find it so interesting always when you have people who will they treat their smartphones or their devices like a spouse. And I don't even think they realize it because like you get a cover for it, you get some kind of insurance for it, you tell this device all your things and all your plans, and it organizes all your stuff, and it stores all your memories. And you've heard it said, I don't know what I would do without my phone, or like I can't function without my phone. I just find that really interesting. I just genuinely hope that people are treating their spouses better than their smartphones, and that they invest more time and money into their phones. And you don't try to upgrade or replace it. It's like one of those Nokia brick ones, those really thick ones that when it was time to upgrade, they took the phones back because they were so good and indestructible that people weren't, keeping up with the Joneses and spending the money on the upgrade every 2 to 3 years. So they started confiscating those brick phones, and they probably still work. Honestly, it probably would still work. So I find that hilarious, just only because it seems that we put more stock and more faith and more trust in the technology than actual people. But then I also realize that actual people are really disappointing. And the only thing that technology doesn't, I guess, let you down for is if... No, there's definitely contingencies. I was just thinking, like, technology is ever going to let you down, right? And like, as long as you can afford it, or partner, that you would realize how valuable and important this person is, and that you don't want to get rid of this individual or push them aside or break them or drop them or toss them aside, like, because if you think about it, like, we do store our memories and our shared experiences and our stories. And I find it so funny that everyone's emphasizing that you do all these on social media, and like, instead of doing it amongst one another, building communities. Reasons. There's lots of pros and cons to our technological systems that we have and all the advancements. Um, but the downside is, we are replacing genuine interactions with people, and good, valuable time and quality time devoting to these little mini computers, these little monolith thingies. Some people might call them handcuffs, or I don't know what else. I'm trying to think. There's more different nicknames, but for the most part, you get my gist. These little brick thingies that we carry around with us. I don't even know what you call them. Our phones, our devices, our accessories. It's like, I don't know. Just kind of consider, how do you treat your spouse versus how do you treat your devices or your items. Very, very fascinating to know. So, but let me go ahead. You know what? I'm looking forward now to talking about wonderful movie Hero. I don't know if a lot of people actually don't like what they called. People don't like reading subtitles. So this movie does have subtitles. It's a foreign film. Um, the thing about this one, and why, like, how do I put it so? Ooh, seriously, certain movies just hit me a certain way where I'm like, this is why I write things out. I have a little mini review that's I'm working on right now before I finish this podcast and I'm streaming. But goodness, this movie is one of those ones that it just sticks with you, because at the end, it's one of the ones where you're just scratching your head and like, I don't really know how I feel about that ending. I'm kind of disappointed, satisfied with what I just watched. I don't like to give spoilers. I don't like to reveal too much. So my reviews are more like, you really need to think about it. Like, these movies, they're designed for you to watch them and then get them into your head and then think about it. Like, so this is my push for you to go watch Hero. Um, so let me get into a little overview. Essentially, this nameless assassin is working to pretty much come together and with this plot to essentially assassinate the king. Um, and he's explaining how he was able to pull off this feat. And throughout the movie, though, of course, there's plot twists and revelations. And the thing about these particular films is there's very, very little dialogue. A lot of it is the musical score, it's the colors, it's just straight up choreography, the fight sequences, the martial arts, the swordsmanship, craftsmanship, archery. There's horses in this film, so that talent with using animals is always amazing. The amount of people that were used of extras and how they were able to move fluidly, like, there's a lot of detail. The sound effects when these warriors and fighters are within it takes the viewing experience to like such heights where you are completely pulled into this film, not by this magnetic storyline, which it is in itself, a storyline. They're able to carry you through this film and through the anguish and the pain of the characters through the sound, through the color, the sort of camera angles that they capture with the materials, with the water, it hits all of your senses. If you are a person who cannot see and you can hear, that this movie will hit you. If you cannot hear but you can see, it'll take you in. Um, if you are a person who just prefers just I want to get the story outline, read the synopsis and you'll be compelled by just the story, the detailed, layers of the characters. It seems on the surface just something very simple. Oh, a colorful movie. As a child, you're watching this from a child's perspective, and you don't know about the depth and the the anguish that these characters are going through. If you're completely ignorant, you're just watching for the exclusive cinematography, the fight scenes, and the colors. It's a very very captivating film. My biggest thing is just how they captured the using your ear, and it just rings and it sticks with you. So what is so compelling is just the amount of collaboration that the characters put together, and how two opposing characters could have so much in common. And it shows you how dealing with or not dealing with anger and trauma, how people, if you don't properly handle trauma or whatever in your just the complexities of the human mind. So again, it's the movie's called Hero. It has Chinese foreign film. It has subtitles, English subtitles. Is what I'm trying to say. So if you are not a huge fan of subtitles, be prepared. But it is one of the reason why I'm talking about it here is I wouldn't waste your time if I didn't think it was a good. And I will bring up that's kind of not related to the film, but I find it kind of interesting and relevant, worth mentioning. It's interesting once you. It's one of these hard things. I don't want to reveal anything, but once you watch the film and you get the ending and you think about it, consider this. What is going on in our country right now? And are we seeing a little bit of foreshadowing of what's happening in our country? So I will leave it at that. But that's going to be my push for why you should definitely check it out. And, you might learn something. You might absolutely, say, hey, you know what? I get it. I can see why those characters did that. That makes a lot more sense. So again, that's just my last little push for Hero. And I hope you guys will check it out. So, and I wish I could go, like, if there was somebody here who also had seen it with me, we can go back and forth. I would love to do that because there's so much to say about that movie. But like as always, I am a couple of months too far ahead, and like I'm thinking about the holidays like always. But the thing about the holidays is it's not truly prepared so that you can genuinely get like, because I know everyone makes resolutions and they usually wait until the new year to crazy out through the holidays, and then I'm going to quit cold management or whatever. I'm going to sober up. It's coming up, dude. Like a lot of people like to have their Halloween parties and they do their little festivities, a harvest fest, a trunk or treat, talent shows, farmers markets, craft sales. I want to be more organized. I want to be better with my finances and stuff like that. I want to have a better planner or ask for a planner for Christmas or something, and just start making your plans now. Just practice, because even if you don't really make it perfect right now, it's it's not New Year's yet. You're just getting the gist of it. You're just trying to testing out some stuff. Another thing too, a lot of people say, hey, I want to change my diet in the new year. My thing is like, don't wait. Stock up your pantry with like your favorite shit, like whatever you want to eat, like whatever it is for the holidays. You get that. You get the ingredients for your cookies, for your pies, for your breads, for your different dishes that you make. You get all the normal stuff, right? But the thing is, though, you also buy the stuff you want to try. You also buy the stuff like, hey, you know what? I need to be eating this, so let me get my cookies and let me get whatever else is a healthier alternative. because I don't have anything written out. Like I don't have a meal plan. Just whatever. So it's the holidays, you get whatever you want, and then you get some healthier stuff, and like you just kind of try it out. Or you can even challenge yourself, you can be like, hey, we're gonna have we don't have a Halloween bake wars and stuff. We're gonna do that. We're gonna have a cook-off or a bake-off, and we're gonna have a potluck, and we're gonna eat all the food we love. But we're also gonna challenge ourselves, like, hey, how about we have a kale competition too? We'll have our party, and then like for like shits and giggles, like for laughs, let's just try a healthy food, challenge, and see if we like it. And if you don't like it, guess what? You still have all the having fun. It's a challenge. And then you get all this happy feeling like, oh my God, I actually did it, or I actually tried it. Or it wasn't that hard. And that's why I'm like, the holidays is the best time to just, hey, you know what? Forgive yourself. The sun in our little pocket of the world, the sun is starting to set earlier and it's starting to stay out or stay down. Sorry, later in the mornings. So you get more dark evening type nights and later the time that you would have been outside partying and everything, spend a little bit of time inside and make some serious plans. Just when I say serious plans, I mean like just write on a piece of paper and say, I am going to work on better sleep habits. I am going to spend less time on phone and read more books or go outside. Oh, speaking of which, hold on, I just dropped one of my rings. Okay, so those are my tips for the holidays. I know there's a lot going on. Everyone has a lot going on. Segment. I'm sorry, that makes it stupid. Okay, hang on. Let me add a little stuff to myself because, like I said, I was reading one of the things. I go outside because my children naturally we're supposed to be creatures of the sun. That's where you get your vitamin D and all the fun stuff. And I learned to love the outdoors because of my children and playing in the dirt and getting into nature and making things grow and playing in water. Childhood memories come back, and I grew up playing outside and drinking water from the water hose, all that good stuff. So the thing is, though, naturally, I just enjoy the dark, the quiet. We produce a lot of expressions like, dude, I went outside and I'm offended. Like, that sun is offensive. Like, dude, my feelings are hurt, man. It's not even just I'm hot, man. It feels like I was straight up, like, I've been put in my place. That's how hot it can be here. I mean, I'm not, saying it's Arizona, but it's definitely like in the, like we're the kid sister to Arizona, and it was with the heat sometimes. It's just like, I have witnessed chocolate, my husband, and I'm just looking at the chocolate melting in the bag, and I'm like, I need to go because I'm not going to have chocolate chips for my cookies, which is going to be a really big problem. And then I'm also, my kids have left crayons outside on the sidewalk. And as he's talking, I'm literally watching the wax melt on this crayon. It's very, very fascinating. So, sorry to go off a little tangent about the heat. That's really why I don't like the outdoors too much. Just naturally, I prefer when it's dark and quiet and not so much of an offensive sun. And yes, it was something that was difficult for me because I was like, you know what? I know the benefits of this walk. That's what I tell myself. I know the benefits of these things. I just don't care. Like, I don't want to. But you know what? I figured, you know what? I can do a couple of things at the same time. And what is that expression? Kill two birds with one stone. I could kill at least 3 birds with one stone. So I did. I actually went out there. I walked. I took my book with me, and I took my little dog with me, and I carried my little happy ass to the park. And I sat there on the bench, and I said hi. My dog got outside to get her fresh air and her walk. I'm able to socialize, and I told myself, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do something that was a little bit of a challenge, and I feel so accomplished. And I got a couple of my posts out today. So that's why I'm here. And I'm trying to encourage people as the holidays fast approach. It is the best time for you to just essentially just do something. Like if you say you're going to do a Halloween party, but first, let me write my to-do list so I can get in the habit. And then when I say next year's going to be my New Year's resolution, I'm going to do it next year. you'll already have it. You'll already be practiced, and it won't even be a challenge. You'll be like, hey, I've been doing this all throughout this past couple of months, and if you want to get more sleep, if you're living in this part of the world, in this part of the country, and you can take advantage of the fall back and everything, get an extra hour of sleep or whatever you call it, or when the sun starts to set a little bit earlier, that's do some self-care, do some self-examination. That's what I'm talking about when I say like mental prep for holidays. It's why are we even celebrating? Like when we talk about mental health, when we talk about getting ourselves prepared, this is a little small step faced with like, oh my gosh, it's the holidays, and then everyone gets caught up in that. You're spending your money unnecessarily. That's what I'm saying. Like, plan it now. Don't be blowing your money left and right. People are going to be, trust me, you're going to be hit with ads. These people are going to be blowing you up with like impulsive purchases and pulling you into subscriptions and like, oh, get this drink and get this holiday thing. Advertisers are going to be hounding you right now. And they've been giving out all this money. We don't know what's going to be happening with the pandemic. We don't know what's going to be happening with the crisis, natural disasters. We don't know. So like right now is the best time for you to know. Figure it out now. Like I'm telling you, if you take anything else from this stupid podcast today, it is you better know good and damn well what you're doing and why you're doing it. Because if not, you're going to get caught up in a lot of crap. This year is going to be brutal. Between people getting sick, you got the flu, just an ordinary rhinovirus, plus the pandemic. Like, get yourselves figured out now. Like, stock up on all the supplements, the vitamins, the canned foods, water, all of that stuff. But more importantly, just seriously get like you in order. Like, get your mind and like seriously, write something down. Anticipate the holidays, have fun, but definitely know what you're doing and why you're doing it. So, with that, that's pretty much all I had to say regarding life and holiday prep. Trying to do the more of the challenging things in life, kind of like take the next step. It's really difficult, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say, "Oh yeah, it's easy, just do it," because if it was just easy, I wouldn't have to be telling people or reminding people. So definitely, it's not something that talking about the holidays and talking about yourselves or getting yourselves ready. A lot of it, like I said, I'm talking to myself as well. Um, just trying to encourage you guys. So to be very, very mindful, I says, when you talk about the holidays, consider your interpersonal friend, fiance, soulmate, significant other, whatever expression you want to use to relate or relationships with your families. Like I mentioned earlier, you got the smartphone pedestal thing. Are we putting more of our emphasis on our things, or are we putting them on people? Like, are we really taking care of one another? And then with that movie Hero, I think that's another thing that could be brought up, one of the themes of that film. Are we really taking care of our significant others? And what's getting in the way of that? So, one reason why I recommend you check out the movie Hero is it forces you to think about how you're interacting with loved ones and how you're treating them. And there's so many layers to people and perspectives. So, great movie that it really captures all of the senses, except for scent, and you could say touch because vibrations and the sounds, but yeah, I think scent is the only thing that you're not going to be able to really pick up and taste. So, great film though, Hero. As holidays are coming, definitely think about who you are, what you are, why you're doing it, and loved ones and your relationships with them. So, with that, I'm going to leave you. And as always, I apologize if I've wasted your time. Can't control your feelings, but I could only hope and pray that whenever you see this, whenever you hear this, or however you experience this, if you want to read it, I'm going to do the outline on the blog spot. Yes, blogspot.com. If you want to, I don't know, follow me on some of the sources or sites, please do. I would feel very, very honored and very, very appreciative. If you like the content, please let me know. And I guess subscribe so you can stay in touch. I can. So pretty soon, though, things are going to have to probably change. But for now, I'm glad to be here and I appreciate your time. I hope I didn't waste it. And with that, God's peace. And we'll be in touch, I hope. Definitely hope everyone's taking care. September 10th. Yes, it is September 10th.